Charlie Clayton's back in the country. Ready? Get me Miss Charles Clayton, New Orleans. Mr. Davis will give you the number.
How do we know she's still in New Orleans? Captain Stewart called you.
We gotta begin someplace.
What makes you think I'd remember the number?
Not yet. You never forgot anything in your life, particularly Charlie Clayton. City desk.
T01 5123.
Hello, Tommy. It's the DA. Yeah.
City there.
Huh?
Yes, he's here. Just a minute. Mark, it's Captain Stewart. It's about Charlie Clayton.
I'll be right with you.
He'll be here in just a
Yeah,
minute.
Tommy. I put Howard Davis on it. He's on the other line trying to get through New Orleans. Glad to coordinate with you. Sure thing. We'll keep in touch. Morning, Captain. Yeah. The boys are right here. You bet. Take these officers back in the morgue and tell Warner to break open the file on Charlie Clayton. Before your time?
Captain figured the best way to brief us, let us read through the file, just in case Clayton shows in Dallas.
What's the luck?
Tell her it's urgent. No, operator, Howard Davis. Mrs. Clayton, you remember me? Hello? Hello? No, operator, thanks. She remembers.
What do we ever do to her?
The worst injury, Mark. We printed the truth about her husband.
The daughter.
Can't we leave her out of this?
I'll put Lee on it.
I listened to that kid cry, Mark, when they arrested Clayton. Later, when he skipped out and got away to Brazil, I listened some more. Sometimes when it's quiet, I can still hear it.
Very touching, and precisely why I want her found. If Clayton had any genuine tenderness toward anyone, it was toward... What was her name?
Bonnie.
So if he really came back, he'll surely try to see her. Now brief Lee and turn him loose.
No, I'm a good little puppy. I'll go outside like I'm supposed to. But let it be recorded that once, just once, I barked in protest. Betty, tell transportation to get me a seat on the first plane to New Orleans.
Federal officers have just taken Clayton into custody in New Orleans as he stepped from a plane from Mexico City, disguised in sunglasses and a burnous.
Hey, Mark, here's another one. San Francisco. Oh, wait a minute. Now they just grabbed a guy in Boston. And he looks just like Clayton, too.
Divide and confuse. That's Clayton, all right. No doubt about it. Either he's back or he's about to sneak behind the smokescreen. But why? Why would he take a chance?
Maybe he remembered a couple of $1 million he left behind.
Who needs $2 million when he's got 40? Oh. Whatever his reason for coming back, it's not money.
I told you not to let them get between us and the girl. Now look.
I didn't see them, not till they were passing. That little car, it went swoosh.
Stop alongside them.
May we be of some help?
That's all right. She's just out of gas.
I think it's more serious. For some time on the highway, she was just ahead of us.
We saw a trail from her car as though there were a leak.
Well, that's an understatement.
It could be a lot worse. It's only 11. I'm not expected till 5.
Well, we can push this thing into a gas station and have it fixed in no time.
I will be happy to drive you.
Oh, it's no trouble. We're going that way anyway.
Wouldn't it be better for the young lady to come with my sister and me?
If they don't mind, I might just as well let them push me to a station.
You'll go to my car. You'll sit in the front next to Elena who'll drive. You'll sit in front too. You on the floor in the back, under my feet. You two made the mistake of stopping. But it needn't be a fatal mistake. If you give me what I ask, complete obedience. Faça que precisa de fazer. Now.
Amala.
Have you ever been shot? I have. A most enlightening experience for a man, providing he can recover. On the floor, please. Face down.
Now, we only have a token force on the highways, the depot, and the bus terminals. Clayton always traveled by air, so?
So this time he'll hire an ambulance and come in with a siren.
Glad the boys caught you in time, Howard.
Somebody owes me a drink. I'd already fastened my seatbelt and given the hostess my order.
Why go all the way to New Orleans when she's on her way here to Dallas?
Why Dallas? What's it here for?
A Holy Trinity convent out on Oaklawn.
But she's not a Catholic. Clayton never went to church in his life.
The Bureau got it straight from Bonnie's mother. Martin, you cover Love Field. Jack, you got Fort Worth. Now, mind you, not even Clayton's got the gall to land right out in the open like that. But we can't take the risk that he mightn't do just that. Now, my money's on this theory. He'll fly in from Mexico in a private plane. And that means we've really got our work cut out for us. Every landing strip in this county's got to be covered.
times I'd have given everything for just this moment. This first breath. Drive through the middle of town, will you?
Why take a chance like that, Mr. Clayton?
I want to walk in the streets again. I want to feel people around me, people I haven't bought. We'll give it 5 minutes, just 5 minutes. Turn off. Parking back.
Five to 12. 12 sharp, the northwest corner opposite the library.
Somebody sure planned it this way. That hole in our gas tank's a clean puncture, done with a tool.
He's organized, that Clayton is.
Todd Stiles, Buzz Murdoch. Plenty of ID on him in the car, Captain. But where do they come in?
Go through every bag. Maybe there'll be some pictures. How do you like that? Clayton drove in. He probably came across at Juarez before we alerted the Border Patrol.
That last interview, when he was still in jail waiting trial, I asked him, how come, Mr. Clayton? How come you had to plunder corporations instead of build? You know what he said?
Russ, hurry up with that casting.
When I was a kid, he said, I never got turned loose in a melon patch. I never ate my fill.
Captain, no sign of her at the Holy Trinity.
And there won't be. Okay. Oh, Ed, call my wife. Tell her she'll have to pick out that wallpaper herself.
Yes.
Well, now where are you going?
Want to try and get inside Charlie Clayton?
One of those double thick jobs, solid as a wall.
It's all over your face. Who's behind this and what it's all about?
Couldn't be. Just couldn't be.
What couldn't be?
I'm sorry you have to be involved.
I'd like to set fire to those drapes.
Who are you and why do they want you?
It's my father.
What kind of a father puts a gun on his own daughter?
When you're a child, everything around you shines. Clocks are homes for birds who come out and celebrate each quarter hour. Fathers are kings. Brush your hair. Kiss your sleeping eyes. But then one day you cross a boundary, and suddenly you see things as they are. Fathers fall from pedestals. Clocks shake out each hour like terriers with rats. And you know your own father is less than the dream. That's all right. 'Cause maybe you had no right dreaming in the first place. But now, when you find out that he's far worse than simply normal, that he's bad, that he's corrupt and evil. Why does he always have to hurt people? Why must he always destroy? What do you know what his life has been? What he's gone through? He loves you. He's risking his last chance for happiness for you. Poor Elena. You think of me as a cheap toy of your father's, and my brother as a gunman.
¡Cala la boca! ¿Por qué está diciendo esta porcaría? ¡Sacale la boca!
¡No me pare lo que va a hacer!
It's wearing thin, Antonio. I mean, that gesture, his hand going down with the gun. Magic doesn't reach me anymore. You know, you could make a guy just mad enough to just call you bluff.
This makes only a small noise, like hands clapping. It's possible some people may hear the shot, but they'll shrug. Who fires a gun in so circumspect a place as this?
Stop it!
You think I was going to keep going? Just want to make Antonio work for his money, that's all.
A poor joke. I was about to kill you.
Oh, relax, will you? It's just a little game we play before lunch called American Roulette. Lots of laughs.
Move back.
Okay, so you don't like the lights around.
Stay away from the window. Over there with your friend.
Por teléfono.
Hello, operator. We're sorry to trouble you. We've decided not to make that call. Thank you.
Yes?
This is farmer sowing the corn.
I kept the cock that crowed in the morn. I'd wake the priest, all shaven and shorn.
They stopped to help her before we could. I had to bring them.
Married the man all tattered and torn. Kissed the maiden all forlorn. Milked the cow with a crumpled horn. Bonnie, have you forgotten the words? I tossed the dog.
Worked the cat
I killed the rat.
that ate them all.
Lay in the house the jack built.
What you're looking for, Captain, is a late model Fleetwood. Either a 61 or a 62. Lights. Maria, let me ask you. What would stop somebody from using those same tires on some other model?
Nothing, actually, except that people usually drive the same tires that come with the car.
Charlie Clayton's not usual people. What's so funny?
I just thought, Captain, that looking for a Fleetwood in Dallas is like looking for a special piece of hay in a haystack.
You know, you could have stood there all month without saying that. Anybody heard from Howard Davis? Thanks, Murray. Well, okay, boys, let's start pitching hay.
Remember, Bonnie, I said I'd buy you your own real barb stallion? Well, you should see him. He's got a good mouth, great heart. He's got papers that go back to the 8th century. With a little help from the same fellows that do my passports. He's yours, Bonnie. I'll have him shipped up to you the moment I get back. Just one present after all this time. I sent a lot of things, you know that. I guess she didn't want any of them, not for herself, not for you. I know things have been tough for both of you.
Mother got a raise last month. She's making $78 a week now.
I know. I keep in touch.
Papa, when are you going to say what you came here to say?
Pour the coffee, will you?
You know why I'm selling my car this afternoon, don't you?
Why does anybody sell anything to, you need the money.
Yes, I need the money. $111 to be exact. A specified dowry. My dowry. So I can become a postulant and study to be a nun.
Up in the Amazon, I've got a big land project going. You know how we clear the jungle? We outweight it. We just cut the roots and stand back and let time take care of the rest of it. Even the biggest tree, the tallest and strongest, dies by itself if you give it enough time. Oh, Bonnie, come along with me now. Come along right this minute. Just take my hand and come away with me.
When Mama was away at work, when I was alone, I used to try and remember how it felt to have your hand hold mine. No matter how hard I tried, I couldn't remember. I just couldn't.
About becoming a nun, Bonnie. Don't you think I understand that you're doing it for me because you feel guilty for something that I've done? So this is how you pay off the crowd. For me. Forget it. In another week, they'll forget the gesture. Oh, it's a magnificent one. I'll have to hand you that, but I'm not going to let you throw yourself away. For me. That I won't permit.
Mr. Clayton, this is something between you and your daughter. Wouldn't it be better to discuss it privately?
Do you suppose I'd let you leave here while I'm still in the room?
You're a real believer, aren't you?
Devout. Of the one true faith. Things as they are. Give me 10 minutes head start, and then you and Elena leave.
Them?
You two still bathed in sentiment? Well, while you are, do Bonnie another favor, will you? For the cab. Help her sell the car.
Charles. Charles. I don't want to leave you.
It's all right. I'll be all right. Don't go through any red lights.
Papa. Aren't you going to say goodbye?
Honey, I've just begun to fight.
Here's a late bulletin on Charles Clayton. Bonnie Clayton, his 20-year-old daughter, missing since morning, walked into police headquarters at 3 o'clock this afternoon. With her were two out-of-town friends, Tod Stiles and Buzz Murdoch, whose car was found with hers near Parkersville this morning. The trio has been closeted with city police and sheriff's deputies for the last hour.
Where may we talk?
The convent's next door, Mr. Clayton.
You know who I am?
The photograph in the afternoon paper didn't do you justice, particularly with your hand half over your face.
When they shot that picture, I kept trying to tell them they were shooting my bad side. We all have one, wouldn't you say?
I expected you sooner. My office, Mr. Clayton. Not a trap.
you don't mind, I'll stand. All my life, Mother, people have failed to see what I really am. They say I've accepted alienation from all human contact except the feel of a man's financial pulse. They say I'm predatory, destructive. Actually, I'm less of a financier, more of a speleologist. I explore the caves and the people I meet, the dark caverns of human behavior. Now, if ever in the descent into these secret passages, if I had ever found as much light and inner beauty as I found darkness and ugliness, I might have got confused and lost my way, as so many people have who believe in the goodness of man. But trip after trip, person after person, without exception, Mother, I have always found that hideous little monster crouching in the ultimate closet of everybody I've met, just waiting to be freed. That's my only crime, opening closet doors. That's why I'm exiled, because I see the truth about us all, because I'm not deceived by images. Now, I tell you all this because I think it's important that you know about this envelope. Would you open it, please?
How much money have you put in here, Mr. Clayton?
$100,000.
Yes. I should say that you've been quite busy opening closets and letting things out.
She'll be here at any moment. Tell her the facts, Mother. Tell her that purity exists for one reason only, as a target. Tell her not to waste her life. Tell her to go home.
You've been underground a long time, haven't you, Mr. Clayton?
What's one girl to you? There'll be others. This is my daughter, my only daughter. And I don't want her throwing her life away.
Christ didn't say, go be a nun. He said, come, follow me. He doesn't force his invitation on anyone. He accepts volunteers only. Is it possible, Mr. Clayton, that you might be wrong? That here and there human beings do exist who have tamed that little creature in their secret closets, who have dared to trot him out on a leash and expose him to love and giving and doing?
Words, Mother, words.
Becoming a nun isn't like joining a club. You don't just sign up and you're in. It takes years, Mr. Clayton. Wonderfully hard, chastening, fulfilling years. It takes a generous woman, not a self-pitying or self-retreating woman, the way so many people think. The happiness that comes in religious life must spring from within and must be fed by the love of Christ. It can only be led by girls who hunger for something more than material things, who have been able to hear that faintest of all sounds, the whisperings of eternal wisdom. Girls who can hope magnificently, against all doubt, against all reason, against a force as strong as yours, Mr. Clayton, and still be able to seek the miracle. Your daughter is such a girl. Do you think that anything that I could say, or anything that you could say, could change her mind once she's been called?
Called? Who calls? Some angelic voice, some flashing light from the heavens, some unidentified source of power? No, Mother, this is the world, 1962. I'll tell you why she's signing on your dotted line. Because of me. Because she is me, my other side. And she figures that she's got to try and make up by putting in what I've taken out.
We call that atonement.
I don't care what you call it. I say it's waste.
The nice mistress said you wanted to see me, Mother, before I go upstairs to change.
Yes, Bonnie. I thought that Perhaps now that I understand about some of the things that have happened to you today, that you might want a chance to reconsider.
Oh, Mother, this is Todd Stiles, Buzz Murder. Mother Teresa.
Mother?
Reconsider what, Mother?
Why don't I let your father talk?
Honey, I don't want any candles lit for me. I don't need any prayers. I have no apologies to make to anyone for anything I've ever done. No sorrow, no guilt, no remorse, none. Except I wish I could have taken you away with me 8 years ago. But if I could live my life over again, I wouldn't start operating at 9. I'd begin in the cradle and get in all those good early years before they begin to suspect you. Now, could you possibly be as good as I can be bad? How can one little girl who hardly weighs 100 pounds, who's only 1 year out of her teens, balance me and tip the scales? Don't do it, honey. Don't put yourself on a block for me. I couldn't stand it, honey. I honestly could not stand it.
I always loved you, Papa. No matter what they said, I always loved you. I never stopped. But I never loved you more than I do right this minute. Because you don't know what you're saying. All you're saying is that you love me too. Enough to have come back. Enough to make sure I was all right. You're saying you want me to be happy. That you'll fight anything. The police. My church. Just to make sure I'm happy. Believe me, Papa. I didn't come here to atone for you. I came for myself. I'm not giving up anything. I'm getting.
Maybe what it is, I've always gone for sure things. And you're going for a long shot. Who knows? Maybe you'll end up outweighing me after all. I hope so, Bonnie. I really do hope so. Goodbye, Bonnie.
God keep you, Papa.
Mr. Clayton? You've forgotten something.
I didn't forget anything. That's a wedding present for my daughter.
Goodbye, Bonnie.
Thank you.
Go call the police. And don't ever get sentimental again about anyone who runs from sirens.
Every criminal acquits himself before he's judged. Every violator considers himself excused by circumstance. Don't you acquit him. Don't you excuse him.
I don't see a phone booth around here. I don't think I have any change anyway. You? Nope. Well, I guess we'll just have to drive into town and tell the police in person.
I told you we shouldn't have left him.
5 to 5.
No wonder the police never thought about the lake as a landing strip. Too smooth for takeoff. A hull can't break free from the surface tension. Without a little help, those boys can really stir up a lake, huh? Antonio and Elena Madriguera, 2 R's, right?
Antonio.
Still hunting, eh, Davis?
I never take more than the legal limit.
Hurry, get in. Put that thing away. Get in.
Lots of scattered clouds. Night coming on. I'd say the odds are pretty good. Well, how'd the day go?
You never quit, do you?
Follow your instincts, you keep going. What else is there?
Isn't that the truth?
Any statement for the press?
Tell them it's been a busy day. No. Tell them it's a day I'll remember as long as I live.
Police headquarters, please.
License number.
3D1216. 6.
Laundry truck, huh?
Yeah.
Eddie, get in here. New lead on Clayton. Yeah. Oh, so you finally decided to check in, huh? Did you figure out where he's hiding? A what? A seaplane on Lake Dallas? Impossible. It's what? Flying away. Look, which direction? What do you mean you can't see?
Yes, Captain.
Okay, so I was wrong. Sergeant, get me Carswell Air Base. Rush it.
How'd that go, the thing that he said to her when he first came in today? That married the man all tattered and torn, that kissed the maiden all forlorn. Yeah. But he wasn't, was he? Tattered, I mean. And if it's one thing she wasn't forlorn.
This has been a Screen Gems film presentation from Columbia Pictures. Herbert B. Leonard, executive producer.